So when we're uploading images to the site, there's essentially two different image sizes. First is 1600 by 914, which is used for all of the hero images, all of the top sort of images at the top of pages that are full screen. That's what they need to be at, 1600 by 914 pixels. Only at 72 dpi because this isn't print. 1600 by 914 will render fine on a Retina display and then all mobile devices, so we don't need to go any bigger than that, and it's a good balance of image quality and file size. So to do that, if we go over to Photoshop, I've got this canvas set up here, so if I press Alt, Command and C, we can see that this canvas size is 1600 by 914 pixels. So we'll drop an image in here, so I've got this one on my desktop. If we drop that in, we basically just need to define where in the image is most important, so I can obviously hold Shift and Alt and drag from the center and scale this so that there's no white space around the image, because obviously if we have it like this, that will export this white gutter here, and we don't want that on the page. We want it full width. So we can get that to the dimensions that we want, that we're happy with, somewhere around there. And then we just go File and Save for Web. And then this is where you can configure the output of the image. It's worth noting that my Photoshop is a little bit buggy, and for some reason it doesn't live render the file size and the type, but I'm sure with your Photoshop you just want to export always as a JPEG, and then you need to play with the quality here, and again you'll see live on your screen as you lower quality, the quality of this image will become more and more pixelated, and so it's different for every image. If there's a lot of detail in the image, as there is with this one, then lowering quality you'll quite easily be able to tell that, whereas some images that are much simpler, textures, etc., you can get away with having a lower quality, which will reduce the file size. So you'll see in this corner on your screen, as you reduce the quality, the file size will go down. So we want to get images as small as possible whilst maintaining a good standard of image quality. So 80 is generally a safe bet. You shouldn't lose too much. That's not too much compression, and that's still classed as very high by Photoshop. And then we just hit save. Save that to the relevant place. So we've already got that saved here as test image 1, so we'll just save over that. Actually no, we'll save that separately so we can see the before and after. Test image 1 cropped. And then one tool that we use is TinyPNG. So if you go online and go to tinypng.com, it looks like a joke, this website, but it's actually really quite impressive. So you can either click here and then select the image that you want to upload, or you can grab them from your desktop and just drop them in. And it'll tell you that previously the file was 341 kilobytes, which isn't too bad, and we've now got it down to 124, which is perfectly okay. I would say anything under 500 really is absolutely fine. You don't ever want to sort of go over a meg, but anything under 500 is absolutely fine. But we can see we've saved 62% of file size, so then you just need to download them. And then if we show in Finder, we can see that one here. So this cropped image that's been run through TinyPNG, if we get info, is 125 kilobytes, whereas the original image before being cropped in Photoshop and compressed in TinyPNG is 2.1 meg. So it's a much smaller image, much better for page load, and we can see obviously the dimensions are different here. So then once we've exported that, in the admin panel, we'll make that the featured image on this page. So again, you can just hit upload files, or you can drag and drop them from your desktop, and then obviously add as much information here as you can. Set featured image, update, and then if we view the page, you can see the image here, and it looks, I'm on a Retina display here, and that's perfectly sharp. No one would ever question the quality of that image. Yeah, that looks great. So for projects, all images here need to be square, and that's because they're automatically pulled through throughout the rest of the site. So the featured image again is the same, 1600 by 914 pixels, but the actual images for the project need to be anything that's square really. Somewhere around 1000 by 1000 would be absolutely fine. If you try that and they're a little bit pixelated, you could go up to sort of 1200 by 1200 pixels, but we'll just make one of those quickly. So we've got this test image 2, so we'll open that with Photoshop, and we can see if we press Alt Command I, at the moment this is 4600 by 3071, which is obviously far too large. So the first thing we need to do is unlock the background layer. So we just double click on that and hit OK, and that becomes a layer. And then if we press Alt Command C, we can change the dimensions of the image here. So we could go 1200 by 1200, OK, and then proceed. And then if you press Command and T, then we can scale this image down. Again, making sure that we've got it full width. This isn't a very good image to explain it, because the focus of the image is right off to the side. There's no, if you can get the focal point of the image in the center, then that's great. And then again, just go File, Save for Web. 80 again is quite a good size. We'll stick with that. Save. This is test image 2 cropped, and then we'll go back to PNG, and you can upload multiple files here in one go, so you could select more than one and drop them in. So we see it was 318 kilobytes before and 119.7 afterwards. Just hit download, and that will go into your downloads folder. So if this doesn't come up here, you can just go to Finder, Downloads, and we've got test image 2 here cropped. And we'll keep both just so we can see. So this is the new one, this is the cropped copy. So then we just need to go to our page. We're probably going to need to add another one. Upload files. Desktop, copy, 100 kilobytes. Select, and this one, drag this one up to the top. Update. Command, hit View Project. You can see that this is now the image, which is great. Perfect. The same applies for these images here. Any images that you upload around the site, just export them at 1200 by 1200 pixels, always square. If you do them at that size, then you can't really go wrong with regards to file size. They can never be too big. So for services, these need to be square. And they'll render absolutely fine.